Okay, this is the emulator that I will demo my knitting application on for CS261 Project 3. And let me go in, and here it is. I'm calling it KnitApp because I'm going to have various versions of the KnitApp, and this one is inserting Aran style stitches into different projects that I'm having help designing. And it's sort of a variation of a design your own project where there's going to be various types of projects, and at different intervals in the project you'll be able to choose from a list of Aran stitches which ones you want to use, and you'll be able to combine different stitches. So anyways, here's my welcoming screen and my 4 navigation buttons. These are going to be my subdivisions of this application. So after you go into the main screen, these are sort of like the level 2 issues. So the only one that I have operational so far is history. And what this does, it takes you to a screen where you will have a list of websites that give information on the history of Aran knitting and the Aran stitches and what their meanings are. And all this was pulled out of a database and displayed here, and then all you have to do is click on it and it will load in. It's kind of slow, but it loads it in from into a web view, and here it is. So then you can scroll down it and read about the history of Aran sweaters, and they give pictures and other information. And then when you're done reading, you click the back button, and then if you want to read more, like on the history of the stitches. And I haven't quite formalized all of that, but what I wanted to do in the intermediate screen is say history of Aran knitting web view loading. It's working on some of them and not others, so I'm still kind of ironing that issue out so that as the person's waiting, they'll know that something's coming. So here's some of the stitches. As you scroll down, it's telling the history and the legends surrounding different Aran stitches. Like for example, the traditional cables, there's all different kinds. They symbolize the fisherman's ropes, and it goes on and on like that with several different stitches. So when you're done reading all that, you go back. On the screen I have designed an icon. This is for a sliding menu, so that as you're traveling through the level, if you don't want to climb through the levels to go back to that main entryway for navigation, you just click on the arrow. It pulls out the menu buttons, which I'm still coding for as far as being able to travel through the navigation. And then when you're done, it automatically flips the icon so that you know which way it's going to travel when you click it. Then it goes back in. At the second level, if you click the back button, it will take you back to the main level. So you have more than one way to access that second level stitches. And what I'm trying to do is, on some of the screens that I'll show you, out of the Eclipse is how you will travel once you're within those screens. So from the main menu where it says stitches, You click on it, and these are the 4 sub-menus, which I'm still working on the 3rd level screens. Those aren't set up yet, but I will have screens for these showing pattern stitches, videos of how to do various stitches, where it'll be again that list, and it'll take you to mostly to YouTube, but there's a few other websites, and this one will take you to websites with step-by-step photos and explanations of stitches. The other one I have, this is an under construction area. I want to build a portfolio as a future upgrade. I have a pattern screen. This one is still, it's mostly, it's set up, except I haven't finished doing, I'm going to do 2 spinners. And the idea here is select an item from each column and then submit it. And this is how you build your project. You'll have a choice of projects, a choice of ways to view the project, and choice of stitches, and then it'll all assemble when you hit submit onto whatever display mode that you've chosen. And one of the modes is the chart mode, and this is still, it's mostly done. There's going to be a viewing screen here. I'm still kind of researching how I want to display the charts, because I'm kind of torn as to exactly how I want to set that up. And then again, navigation buttons within this, the display, how to display the pattern. There's more than one way. There's read, there's stitch mode. Some of that navigation information I'm still setting up. Let's see. Okay, this is the read-only mode, and it'll show one line of the pattern, and it will also have, I'm still trying to set up some note-taking information in there. And then if you don't want to continue in read mode, you can switch to the chart mode or the stitch mode, and those were what I previously showed you. And then I also have quite a bit of the coding done under each of these different areas: the database, the sliding menu, the web view for the history, and the main activity app. So here's, for example, slide view, where I've set up all the coding, and you can see it's fairly lengthy. That I researched off the internet how to do that. And then I just adapted it to my project. And I would say that concludes what I have so far as what's completed in my project.